Shalom, Israel. We're gonna keep going. Shalom, Yabashim Shabbat. I warp a lot. Just explain a few things to a brother. We in Psalms 137, read verse 8.
Right. Who are to be destroyed?
Who are to be what?
Who are to be destroyed?
Right.
Happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us.
Right. Keep going.
Verse 9.
Like he's gonna be happy. Like sometimes we skipping through it, just not breaking it down. Like we gotta break it down piece by piece. But happy shall he be that served thee as they served us. Like the things they've done to us, it's gonna have to happen to them. Because the things they will not change. They will not stop. They will not become better. This is what's gonna have to happen to them for everything they've done to us. Keep going.
Verse 9. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stone.
Damn, that's a heavy one. We talk about brothers from the UK. I remember when I first started taking classes, man, Officer 5001 Yala used to say, man, he loved when the brothers from the UK read that verse. It sounds so eloquent. He'd be like, happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that old English is so proper, but it's so when you say something so violent like that, it's just eloquent, man. It's poetic. But to get to that point where you would be happy to do that to their children, why? You know what I'm saying? And this whole verse explains the things that they've done to our people, feeding our babies to alligators, cutting the women's babies out of their pregnant stomach. Like this nation of people has earned everything that's coming to them. That's not saying that we're necessarily going to do that, but the angels with Christ are going to come and do that to these people. They have to be destroyed because that same baby that we think. Give me Psalms 83, I believe. Let me see. Nope, not 83, 85. Nope. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. I'm not tripping. What do I want? It's like I'm trying to go. Memory. I want give me this one right here. Psalm 55. That's it. It came to me. Psalm 55. 21.
Start at verse 1, sir.
You start at verse 21.
Psalm 55, verse 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Right. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. This is the character of these devils and how they have been. You understand? Like they talk nicely. The world has been convinced that these people are honorable and glorious people. Like you will be convinced to this day that when you have like they'll tell you have rappers and stuff like that. Lil Wayne came out and said it a couple years ago. He was like, man, I don't have no problem with white people. White man saved my life. Like it's been niggas that tried to kill me my whole life. It's niggas that killed my homeboy, my cousin. You understand? And a lot of people will say that, like, man, my white friends, I love having white friends. You heard that before. They let you loan money, they'll let you come stay at their house, they give you all these things. And they're like, black people are the ones that's done all these things to me. Tupac said it in the rap. He was like, they say it's the white man I should fear, but it's my own kind doing all the killing here. Like, we don't understand the reason why white people are so nice and friendly today. The reason why they're able to give you money and loan you things, why is that?
they're trying to mask who they truly are.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, through time, it seems like they have created these laws not only to keep us in check, but to even keep themselves in check as well.
Okay. Okay, I got that. That was a good answer. A little bit, not quite what you're a part of it. You're part of it, but what I'm saying is, why is because it is true in a lot of ways. Your white friend will loan you money, let you stay, let you have this, and black people will steal from you, rob you. They robbed my grandma not too far from here. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, we used to have a tunnel across the street from my house in Richmond. You could walk through the tunnel. Like I a little bit older, they concreted the whole tunnel up. You can't even walk underneath the freeway. We used to be able to take a shortcut and go straight to the liquor store through this tunnel. We had to go all the way around for the rest of my life because they shorted up because cats was running there in the 90s, dope fiends, and people was robbing people. Robbing little old lady, didn't rob my grandma, she in her 60s, you know what I mean? So it's true that this is our experience, but why are they so nice able to give you money now? And why are we living like this is my question.
They're in rulership right now.
Okay.
They I can't say they feel bad.
Right.
But
Okay. Well, you on it.
They just got it like that. So
okay.
they're able to kind of.
Yep. Now, why do they got it like that? You right there. Bring it on.
They got it like that because forever they've been in rulership. They rule over the world.
How did they get in rulership?
Because they rule with the sword, and then they.
Yeah, you But it threw out. You know what I mean? I don't like this telling. I like brothers to. You know what I'm saying?
Because we disobeyed God.
Okay, all right. Now you're going back. That's a different part. What I'm saying is this. The reason why white people are so nice and can give you money is because they were so evil and stole all our money from us. And so now it's nothing to give you some crumbs out of what they have. And the reason why black people are so mean and evil to each other is because this white man stole everything from us. You see what I'm saying? Like, of course I can be friendly. Like, if you imagine you had $100,000. I mean, we know the story right now. You had $100,000. Imagine if I came and took $100,000 from you, and then the next week, but you didn't know it. Let's say you didn't know it was me. Then I invite you over and I'm like, man, let's go get pizza. I heard what happened to you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I got you. It's on me. You see how evil that is? And then now you are mad because this money got stolen from you, and you go home, you start fighting your brother over, nigga, owe you $5 now. You like, nigga, I was up 100. You wasn't worrying about it, but now he owe you $5. You like, bro, where that at? I need it. I don't got nothing. So I'm saying that's the dynamic of our people. So yeah, the curses are part of it. Like, we know why we got into this situation, but the precept, give me Isaiah. Let me see, Isaiah 46, I believe. Like I said, I'm just testing myself. I know I can find it. I want to get off of this Google, you know what I'm saying, and just go off my memory and step my precept memories up. So Isaiah 47 is it. And you see why I got my sword? Like I remember what page, so I could find the other one without looking it up, because I know the precept I was looking for is on that side of the page, you know what I mean? But you know, we can go back to songs, but this is just we're gonna get the class started properly in a second. But for time's sake, I do want to just jump into some things. Just a little bit off topic, but Isaiah 47:6. We went into captivity because of our sin against the Lord, but this happened and why? So usually they'll say, well, why are y'all mad at white people if y'all the ones that sinned and put you into captivity, and they're doing what God wanted them to do? So why do you want the Lord to destroy them? Doesn't make sense. Have you heard that one before? Have you ever heard anybody say?
not really put it that way, but that would be a sour counter argument if we wasn't able to cut that down.
Exactly. So this is the precept for that.
Right.
When they say that, because that is a good point, and I used to wonder the same thing. You know what I mean? Whenever I heard somebody tell me, like, "Yeah, that's a good question." Here's the precept for this. All right.
So
Isaiah 47:6. Let's get it.
Book of Isaiah 47, verse 6.
Right.
I was wroth with my people.
Right. And every comma, you know what I mean? We stop, slow it down. You know what I mean? That's a good education. You see a comma, stop. What does the word wrath mean? And this is, I talk about looking up words.
I mean, I don't really know, but with the context it's in,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like bitter, wrath. I don't know, just the way that it sounds.
Okay.
It sounds bitter.
Almost.
Strict.
Not quite. Okay.
No,
So it's all good. What time is that? So raw, intensely angry. I was highly incensed or wrathful. Right? So the Lord is saying, I was wroth with my people. I was angry at my people. Keep going.
I have polluted my inheritance.
Right. The Lord is saying He has polluted. He's put us into a situation where we are not doing good. We're polluted. We are not. We're basically destroyed. Right? We're not pure. We've been destroyed. Keep going.
And given them into thine hand.
Like He gave us over to these heathens. He put us in captivity in Assyria, in Babylon, in Egypt, in Greece, in Rome, in America. He put us in their hands. Then this happened. Keep going.
Thou didst show, is it show or shoe?
Show.
Thou didst show them no mercy.
But they didn't show us any mercy. Like the fact that we're slaves in captivity in America, like we work on the plantation. Do you gotta castrate the nigga? We already here away from our land, enriching your place. Do you have to burn down and put what's the other stuff they call when they branding? You know what I mean? Did you have to do that? Did you have to cut his ear off because he tried to run away? Did you have to rape his woman? Did you have to buck break this man? You ain't showed him no mercy. Did you have to kill this child? They talk about a slave baby was crying too much. The white woman beat the baby to death because it's crying too much. Sluggy, you can yeah, I'll go ahead, gotta do it. Go ahead, gotta do it. Just before you open it, just salute the brother. Yabashim Yashab Brother. We make sure we know it's who. So, but it's gonna be dark out there. But they didn't show us any kind of mercy in our captivity. Shalom, I salute the brothers too. Shalom, Yabashim Yashab Brother. To Nayak. Shalom, Yabashim Yashab. Shalom, Yahashim Bashim Yashab. To the brothers Rib. Shalom, Yabashim Yashab Brakatah. To our warp lot as well. You understand? But once again, yeah, we'll pick it up in the middle where you at, where you left off at. Shalom, Yabashim Shabbat. Shalom to the young brother as well. Shalom, Mak, warrior in the building. All right, let's go where you at.
I'm at verse 6.
Yep.
Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
Right. These devils, they put a heavy burden on us that was more than what we need. Like we came out, and I'm gonna say blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Judites in this country came out with a thing called Black Lives Matter. They're killing black men for no reason, choking them out in the streets. Dude had his hands up, said, "Don't shoot." Michael Brown, right? All these different things. They've been oppressing us for years and years and years. We just said Black Lives Matter. They turned that into something evil. Like, nah, blue lives matter. Like, what is it? That's not what we're talking about. Y'all, we know blue lives matter because people go to jail if you kill a cop. The whole damn, you're gonna have 5 stars of police on you like it's GTA. You stab a cop, you mace a cop, nigga, you're going to jail. But you can kill a black man and leave him dead in the street and nothing happened, you get absolved from it. So they said Black Lives Matter. They turned that into evil. Like, no matter what we do, when we ask to be treated in some way, form as a human being, they get disgusted at it because they looked at us like animals for so long. So it's like if you had a pet, right? You had a dog, and you let the dog in the house, and then you come in the house and you see the dog on the couch. You'll be like, what the, like, get off the couch. Big grown that pit bull been outside. I'm like, get the hell out there. I'm about to send you back outside. That's us asking to be treated like humans. They're like, oh, fucking dog, what do you mean you want to be your life matter? No, you a nigga. You a spick. You don't matter to me. You deserve to be dead. You lucky I let you get Section 8. You lucky I let you get EBT cards. You lucky I let you even breathe the same air as me. You want to look me in the eye? You want to be asked to go to school and do? No. You know what I'm saying? You deserve to be. So that's their mentality. This is how they treat us. So this is what the Lord is saying has to happen to them. Even though we were supposed to come into captivity, they went too far. They had no mercy. They won't even say, yeah, we got all this from them. The least we could do is, let them exist peacefully. They still want to push you down further, more than what the Lord demanded. So keep going.
Verse 7. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Right. So they saying, I'm gonna be America the beautiful, the Lady Liberty. I'm gonna be great forever. And thou dost not lay these things to thy heart. They didn't have a heart for us. They didn't think, maybe we should change how we treat these people. Neither did us remember the latter end of it. They don't remember the last days of it. Like the end of the world. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning thereof after. Like they didn't think that things are going to change and know that the Bible says the elder shall serve the younger. You're here for but a time. You've been put into this place to get us right, but you wasn't supposed to do all this extra thing. So the next verse, keep going.
Verse 8. Therefore, hear this now. Thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am.
Right.
And none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the lost children.
Right. That's the pride of these people. They're saying nothing's gonna happen to me. We are never gonna be harmed. I'm not gonna know the life that you live. We're gonna be in charge and rulership forever. They have this pride about themselves. Verse 9 is the last one on this one.
But these two.
There you go. Most on question.
But these two things shall come into thee in a moment, in one day.
Right.
The loss of children.
Right.
And widowhood.
Right.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Thine enchantments, sorceries, man. They put crack into our community. They didn't have to do that for us to be in slavery. They didn't have to what's some other things? The Tuskegee experiment. They told people we're gonna help heal you from this disease, and then didn't give them no money. No medicine, or gave them fake medicine and watched them die just to see how the disease kills you. Like that's the multitude of sorcery. Like these devils deserve to die. They went further than what our punishment was supposed to be. Does that make sense? All right. And then lastly, let's go back to one I wanted to bring as well. It's Psalms 58:3. And that's the precept why I brought out happy shall he be that taketh thy little ones and dasheth them against the stone. Go ahead and read that, Mawakam. Have you read. Psalms 58 and 3.
It's Book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 3.
Right.
The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Right.
They go astray as soon as they be born.
Right.
Speaking lies.
Right. These people, there is no changing. You know what I mean? It's another lie they told us, that racism is taught to you. Racism is something that is a societal issue. And if all the old people die off, then the young people won't be racist and it'll be all fun and gravy. And then they have the guy, Dylan Roof, that went into that church and killed 10 black people. He was 18, 19 years old when he did that. This devil was born in like the year 2000, you know what I'm saying? When this happened. He's not old, but he has the spirit of his forefathers, and it's within him. He's born with this hatred for us, and it's never going to go away. It's never going to be washed out. You can't train this out. You take them to Mars, if they see a little Martian over there, they're going to try to kill it, rape it, and enslave it. You understand? That's what's going to happen. Go ahead.
So the precept for that be Ecclesiastes 7, and I'm not sure the verse, but who can make straight if it wasn't cricket?
Yeah, go ahead and pull it, Baba Shot.
Come.
And Shalom, Lord in Christ, sir, Most High in Christ, Officer 5000 Mother Bar. You know, and a lot of people be online, and I get a brother a shout out, but I'm gonna give him a shout out while y'all brothers in the room with me. You know what I'm saying? We clap it up for Officer 5000 Mother Bar out there running things in Louisiana. When I came into the school, he was the first person I called when I cried out unto the Lord to change my life. You know what I'm saying? So I always said I'm forever indebted to this brother. Also, Wanya Allah, you understand? Officer Taza Doc out in Mississippi. You know, them brothers is the first people I was going to class with, coming into the truth, help save my goddamn life, man. You know what I'm saying? So forever, the water to you, my Lord. Yeah, what you got? You got it out? Ecclesiastes? Let's get it. Gotta get quick on the draw. Ecclesiastes right after Proverbs. King Solomon wrote these wise words. All right, Shalom, Yahweh Shai, preaching officer Yaraga Bar, my nigga. Going down.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 13.
Right.
Consider the work of God, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked?
Go ahead, break it down.
That's like it, sir. So we shouldn't try to fight the things of the world that God's created, like the nature of the world. It's like, why are we going to go out of our way to try and want to save him or make him a good thing when we already know the Lord's already made him a wicked bastard?
Damn right. Get a brother hand. It's a study, right? There's a movie I came across some years ago. It was basically these three twins. They're triplets. They were separated at birth. The doctors wanted to do a study to see if there's a difference between nurture or nature. Nature versus nurture is an argument they have in the scientific world. All that means is, are you more like what your nature is, what you're born to be? If you get a pit bull, they're born to act a certain way. You get a wolf, you get a rabbit, they act a certain way. It's in their nature. Or is it your nurture, how someone raised you, the things they teach you? Is your behavior going to be dominated by the way you were born? Is it some of your genes? Or is it how you were raised? Long story short, since they had triplets, these devils, and these Edomites, they did this too. They said, we're going to put one of them in a rich family and get them adopted by a rich family and see how it acts. Then we're going to take another one, put it in a middle-class family and do studies throughout his life. Not tell the family that it was three of them. Just say, you want to get it for a kid for adoption? And they come in and decide to say, we're just going to always check up every now and then on his family. And they come in and say, how's Todd doing? Okay. Da, 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 da. Then they come and see Timothy, the other one. And they say, okay, how's Tim doing in the middle class? And they put the other one in a poor family. And they did that just to study the whole life. Turns to find out one of the brothers ended up going to college. He's there for a year, living his life. He a ladies' man. He got girls. He got friends. He's popular. The middle brother, I'm not saying which class they are, he didn't go to school that first year. He ended up enrolling in the same school the following year. He was not having girls. He was not popular. all the girls walking to him, saying hi to him, people dapping him up. One girl came and kissed him. He like, what going on? Like, and then some dude seen him, he was like, oh, you gotta come with me right now. Like, nigga, this is your twin. And he went and called the other dude that he knew. He's like, man, your twin brother is right here. I know it. Ain't no way. Y'all don't look that much like y'all are the same. So they came and met. They're like, damn, we are twins. Like, it's not a look-alike. They were brothers. You know what I'm saying? So they go on TV on the news and like, man, I found my long-lost brother. We twins. This is crazy. And they wearing the same thing. They moving the same way. Their mannerisms are the same. Both of their favorite food was, let's say it was like red snapper. Their favorite color was blue. They both were studying engineering. Like, they were so similar in certain ways. Somebody sitting at home, like, let's look at me looking in the mirror. So the triplets see them on thing, contact them. Next thing you know, it's three of them that get reunited. They're going around the world, like, just amazed that he liked blonde hair, he liked blonde hair, he liked blonde hair girls. He wanted to become a fireman. Let's say he wanted to become a fireman. They all wanted to do the same things, and the thing revealed like they were very similar in certain ways. One was saying that like they've done this on multiple studies where twins have been separated and then they grow up, but they still have something very similar. So it's clearly something in their DNA that makes them act that way, regardless of which environment they grow up in. And that stuff can happen all the time. Like in the ghetto, we have, they call them Irish twins. Pops and had one woman pregnant on this side of town, another one on the other side of town. Kids grow up, they meet each other out of nowhere, and they're like, man, this is my brother. Like, we similar because you have that same DNA in you. Go ahead.
Is this another reason as why we can't identify that Black people and Hispanic people wrote the Bible, just because of the mannerisms used when writing it?
Yes, that's it right there. Like, that's why we're the only ones that can break this book down. It doesn't even make sense. That's why the breakdowns are off, is because they're trying to make, I forgot what I was reading the other day. It was like a Christian was trying to explain the Bible, but they have to make this thing make sense so that God can love everyone. And it just sounds completely off to us because we know this is only for Israel, but they have to tweak certain things and it clearly doesn't make any sense. But yeah, they cannot break this or understand it.
Right.
For one, they haven't even lived the experience of being slaves. You know what I mean? Like, how can Jewish people explain this book when they have been rich their entire life? No one is really oppressing them. They got 401ks, they got, you know what I'm saying, vacations and houses, and all their family are lawyers and doctors. The whole book is about slaves. How is this book about you? It don't even make sense. Like, you can't even identify with this. I remember watching a study. It was talking about like feminism, and there's a difference between white feminism and Black feminism. In the whole video, it was like, you know, this is new modern stuff. The Black girl says, you know, you white women, you just need to sit down, shut up, and listen. You shouldn't be leading the feminine movement because you don't even understand what it's like for us to go through what we're going through. We should be telling you what's going on because you can't tell me what it's like to be this oppressed. How the hell can you speak on behalf of me? It's the same way with this Bible. You can't even break this down unless you know what it's like to be a slave. So that's that. You know what I mean? All right. Let's go ahead. We got a few things, questions in the room. Let's address this Jacob's trouble real quick. And if you got any other questions as well, we address that. If anybody has any questions online, go ahead, type them in the chat. Baba Kasha. The water for everybody for coming through. Yeah. What we got? So Jacob's trouble. Let's go to Jeremiah. Now you still read, huh? Jeremiah 30:6. Let me see if that's right. We want to start. Let's start Jeremiah 30:1. I'm gonna try to be where we at 7:50. Watch the time. Let's see if I can move as quick as possible to the breakdown. All right. Start at verse 3 for time's sake.
Come. This book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, and verse 3.
Right.
For lo, the days come, saith the Lord,
right,
that I will bring again the captivity of my people,
right,
Israel and Judah, saith the Lord,
right,
and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it.
Right. What does it mean when it says Israel and Judah?
Like you're talking about the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom.
Right. We would say the so-called. You know what I mean? Because there is no northern kingdom, there is no southern kingdom. Those are not terms that we should be using. I would not call this brother a northern kingdom brother the same way I wouldn't call you an African American. You know what I'm saying? If we do use these terms, you are so-called Puerto Rican, you are so-called Black American. These are not our true things. It's the same thing with Northern Kingdom. There was never supposed to be no goddamn Northern Kingdom. That was brothers going off and fighting each other and being petty over something, not resolving their problems and a lack of brotherhood. So those are terms that we say so-called Northern, you know what I'm saying? But Israel is the so-called Northern Kingdom and Judah is the so-called Southern Kingdom. And it's saying that he's going to bring these people out of captivity and back into our land. Keep going.
Verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah.
Right.
Verse 5. For thus saith the Lord,
right,
we have heard a voice of trembling,
right,
of fear, and not of peace.
Right. We have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. These are the things that we have struggled in this place and suffered in this place. And now we know the Lord is coming back to deliver us. And we have to be humble in that. Right? Keep going.
Verse 6. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins,
mm-hmm.
as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness.
Right, like our brothers are suffering. You know, they liken Israel to a woman in our relationship to the Lord. A whole nation is supposed to be like a woman to him. We committed whoredoms. We went into adultery against the Lord. And it's like these men are like giving birth in travail. That's being, giving birth to pains of that. That's the pain that our people are suffering as a whole. It's turned to paleness, like just being sick, almost to death. This is the destruction we see in our captivity that we're going through. Keep going.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it.
Mm-hmm.
It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right. So how many years have we been in captivity? How many times have we, since we split up, Israel was taken into Assyria. Then the Babylonians came. Then all these different captivities have come upon us. Since that time, we've been in Jacob's trouble, even to this day. But now we are going to come out of it. But it's not a point that it's going to be 2027. We enter into a time of Jacob. We have been in this situation since these times. And this prophecy is talking about us coming out of the captivity. So keep going.
Verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
For it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off thy neck, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him.
Right. So one more time, this is Captain Azari. This is how you learn how to battle and think and cut people when it comes to this Bible. I'm going to ask you a question because someone that's teaching this, read verse 8 again. I'm going to show you where to ask the question. Right?
Verse 8. For it shall come to pass in that day.
In what?
In that day.
Keep going.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Okay.
That I will break his yoke from off thy neck.
Okay, now how long has the yoke been on our neck? That's the answer to the question right there. How long has the yoke been on our neck?
For a year.
Oh, you for real? Think so? Go ahead.
Like it says before it was written.
What was written?
Before this was written, before Jeremiah.
Okay, I'll take that too. Let me know though. How long is the yoke been on our neck, Israel? Go ahead.
I mean, if you want to take it for face value, you can say that, physically.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they say that they ended slavery in
right.
16 something.
It was 1865.
1865.
Right. But no, I'm saying this Bible, we've been in captivity. The yoke has been on our neck since Egypt. We got out of Egypt. We had a time of freedom. We went right into Assyria. we left Assyria, we went into Babylon. Left Babylon, went to the Persian and the Medes. Left the Persian and the Medes, we went to the Greeks. Left the Greeks, we went to the Romans. Left the Romans, we end up here in America. Like, the yoke has been on our neck. Jacob been in trouble for a long time, Akim. You know what I'm saying? This yoke has been on our neck for a while, and that time for us to finally be free. Because to be free, this is the answer too. What does it mean to be free? Because we are in captivity now. Because we don't give it away. What would it mean to be free in this context? For the yoke to be off our neck.
To serve the Lord.
Are we not serving the Lord?
Sir, for all our people to be served.
And what does that mean, though? What would that mean?
It means not having that shadow of the oppressor's society above us. And
okay, so what would that mean, though? If we're not in captivity, go ahead up.
Be in rulership.
There you go. Get it better hand. We will be in the kingdom. So how can the yoke is going to be broken? We're going to be out of captivity, but we wasn't in rulership when we was in Babylon. So you see what I'm saying? So that's why this yoke has been on here for a long time. It's not something that's going to start next year, 2027, 2030. We in Jacob, we've been in trouble. Keep going.
Come on.
Mm-hmm. And then this key right here when it says, and will burst thy bonds, and strangers shall no more serve themselves of him. Like, what does that mean? That means the strangers that rule over us are enriching themselves by enslaving us. They will no longer serve themselves with us because they're going to serve us with them. You understand? We're going to be in rulership. We're going to put them in captivity. Keep going. I mean, you know what I mean? We can keep going, but that's pretty much you can break all that stuff down. You know, a lot of it is self-explanatory, but I like this one. Let's see verse 11. This is key right here too.
Come. Verse 11. For I am with thee,
right?
Saith the Lord,
right?
To save thee, though I make a full end of all nations, whither I have scattered thee. Yet will I not make a full end of thee, but I will correct thee in measure, and will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
Right. So, Lord saying He's going to, bring us out of all these different nations we've been in captivity and bring us into our own land. And even though we have been through the punishments, we will be delivered in these last days. You know what I mean? So that's part of it. Like I said, we can go deeper into that, but for time's sake, let's keep it moving. But that overall is what we know for us to be in trouble is to be in captivity. We've been in that for a very, very long time. And now what the real breakdown of that is Matthew 24, where it talks about if these days shall not be short, no man will make it. I'm paraphrasing. Like the things that are going to happen during the last days are true, and we are going to go through a time like no before. It's about to get worse. We have to prepare for this. We have to get in order and get our storehouses stocked up and prepare for the things that are to come, because it is about to get ugly.
Right.
It's just using that precept for that is not there. That's all we're saying. It's like they made a breakdown out of something that's not really even saying that. So it's kind of like almost being in denial how messed up we are right now too. Like you think that Jacob trouble something, like we in trouble right now too. So we got to do some change. We got to get out of this too. Go ahead.
That's like it, sir. If I may, what was the original misunderstanding with that scripture?
So some people, okay, you wanna, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I have this understanding when I first came into the truth. I had other teachers outside of the ISUPK, and they told me that Jacob's struggle was that time frame where, you know what I mean, when this world is going up into flames and the shit hits the fan and we all gotta gather.
Right.
That is basically what Jacob's struggle would be. Stocking up on food.
Right.
Being there for each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And and so like I said, it just doesn't say that here. It's a stretch, and that's all it is. But like I said, it doesn't mean those things aren't going to happen. Not that we're not working to get prepared for that. But this one it just like it became a catchphrase to me. I just hear it's just like a fear. Ooh, Jacob's trouble. Like we've been in trouble. I mean, but let's go ahead, move. And you got any other questions, Doc? And yeah, Uraga Bar had the right answer too. He said to rule the kingdom. Put that on the screen. Go ahead, Doc.
13?
No. Do you have a question?
Oh, wow.
All right. Let's get into it then. Let me pull precepts. Tonight's class at 8 o'clock. Get straight to the point. The name of the tonight's class is My Father's Business. Right. Christ talked about that when he was a young man, right? When he was caught in the temple. Let's go ahead and get that precept. Let's get Luke chapter 2. You familiar with that one a little bit? Luke chapter 2. Let's see. So this is important, talking about Passover as well. Let's go to verse 41. And we were talking about Passover earlier today on the way over here. The fact that we all come together has been our tradition as Israelites. Like we all are supposed to serve Passover together. It's not supposed to be something you do in your house over here, you do over there. Not in ancient times. It was something that we all would come together. In those contexts of thinking about those things, millions of Israelites descending on Jerusalem, making their journey. The Muslims took that from us, that culture. They call it a Hajj or something, I believe. But they go to Mecca, you know what I mean? And they all descend upon this city. That was our culture. We had a call to unite. And you got to imagine millions of people coming into Israel. You know what I mean? Millions of brothers and sisters coming into Israel at this time. And then it puts in the context when Christ was going around. That was Passover when they killed him. Y'all know that? You know what I'm saying? They were having, Christ had the last meal. He was having the Passover meal with those brothers. The bread and the wine. You know what I mean? He's telling them these things about to happen. They came together for Passover. And so that's why when they came in, they had the leaves, he rode in on a donkey. You got thousands of people welcoming him in. You hear about this prophet, this great man. The Romans and the leaders in that time didn't want to make a move on Christ because it could have caused a riot and they could have destroyed everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of a dangerous time. You want to move lightly when you got all these people in this one area. Like you make one false move and you can start a whole damn revolution, because that was what was going on as well. Like it was a very revolutionary time period. You think like the Black Panthers in the 70s, they killed Martin Luther King, they killed Malcolm X, they burnt down Detroit, they had the Watts riots. There were riots all over the country because Black people were so upset at their oppression in the 60s, and they started getting educated like, man, we can stand up and fight back. We don't have to take that. That's the vibe that was going on in this time. People were tired of the Romans doing this to them. They're like, man, we tired of paying taxes to them. That's why they asked them, like, should we give this to Caesar? Should we do this? Because it was whispers and cats trying to get from underneath that. And then it's that cat Barabbas, who they killed and they swapped out Christ for. Is it Barabbas or you want Yahushua? Well, give us Barabbas. He was a revolutionary that was fighting and trying to kill Romans, and they about to kill him, but they ended up letting him go. So all those things is context, but it's like, go ahead.
That's all good, sir. Is there a precept to support the reason as to why we come together during Passover?
It's a commandment. You know what I mean? Like if we go into, I got to go into it. I got to think of a precept right off here. I can't think of one right now, but Leviticus, it says, I believe, let me see if I can find one real quick. If not, I'm going to get back to you that. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see if it comes up. Let me see if it comes up. Let's see what we got. This is right here. Exodus 12. Numbers 9 and 2. Let me see. Might not be what I want. I have to get back to you for time's sake.
I have a question.
But yeah, there's the okay. I know a precept to find too right here. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Go to Numbers 9 and let's see. Mhm. Mhm. So read verse 13. This is a part of it context right here. But let's see, I can definitely get a couple more for you.
Come.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 9 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
But the man that is clean
Mm-hmm.
and is not in a journey and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people,
Mm-hmm.
because he brought not the offering of the Lord in his appointed season.
Mm-hmm.
That man shall bear his sin.
Right. So you see what I'm saying? If you're not in your journey, you're not traveling, and you can't make it to the Passover, and you don't make it to the Passover, you're supposed to get cut off from your people. Like you have to get to the place and give an offering to the Lord at the temple. The temple is in Jerusalem, in David's holy city. Like you have to get to this one location and everyone descend upon this place. And if there is not a reason for you to not be there, then you're supposed to get cut off. So you're supposed to do everything you can in order to get to the Passover, right? Okay, let me see. So that's one, but there's more precepts on this where it talks about that you will come to one location. I think in Exodus 12 as well. But is that good enough for right now? All right. Like I said, don't forget to remind me. I can get a few more. I just don't want to go looking for things right now for time's sake. Exodus 12 with all the Passovers, stranger of every service. All right, sir. I think. Okay. All right, let's go. You said you had a question or a comment?
Yeah, I did have a question. So identifying what the laws are in the Bible, I thought it had to say thou shalt. Like
Let me see. Okay, go ahead.
other than
Mhm.
other than like other things that
Mhm.
are suggestions as to how to be more righteous.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're identifying the laws in the Bible, I thought it had to say like thou shalt not, or thou shalt do this, or
Right.
something of that nature.
I've heard this as well. Let me see. This is I think I got it. I can't. Let me think of this. So I'll say it to you like this. For one, the whole Bible is the law. Like this is the word of the Most High, and all scripture is what is given let's see. Let's go 2 Timothy 3:16. Because that can lead to a lot of, you know what I'm saying, confusion, and a lot of things can be like a way out once again of doing what's right. And people that say things like that is usually to do something. I'm just gonna lack a better for pursue something evil. You know what I mean? Like there is no other way to say it. Like Christ says, I come in the volume of the book. Y'all know that one? Okay. That's another one. We'll get that one next. Let's get this one first. I should start asking Alexa. I'll be forgetting until Mama Khan did it. Like Alexa is up in here. I don't be using her. Alexa. Yeah, Alexa. Define volume. She gotta wake up on to say she's connected. I don't know how to use it. It's all right. We don't need it. I don't never use her anyway, but we're gonna get her in order one of these days. What's all right? Crazy. Soldier, man. You got it?
Come. This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, and verse 16.
Right.
All scripture is given by inspiration of God,
Mm-hmm.
and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness.
Right. So this solidifies what this book is for. Like all this scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High. These are priests and prophets of the Lord. They weren't saying different things. We say precept shall be precept, line upon line. These things match up. There weren't prophets coming in and saying something that Jeremiah didn't agree with, that Isaiah didn't agree with, that Moses didn't agree with. Like they were on one accord because it wasn't these men saying it. It was the Lord using them to say it, and that's how they were verifying these things and I don't want to say fact checking it, but it's just like these things all lined up in one accord. It's like it wasn't just, somebody just making up certain things. Like This book is so unique, Akim. And I hate remind me, like I said, I'm staying on time with learning this tonight. I want to keep moving through things. There is an Edomite that talks about the Bible. His name is Jordan Peterson. He's a very intelligent psychologist, right? And teacher, doctor, whatever. And one time he went to the Bible Museum and learned about the Bible. And he said that the Bible is so important to the foundation of the world. It's literally the first book. He's like, there were scrolls and things before, but the Bible literally is the first book, meaning once they invented the printing press, the first book they put together was the Bible. And he was saying it's literally the foundation of all writings or human thought. All the literature, you can source it back to the Bible. So Shakespeare is very early in writing, but it sources the Bible. All these other great things that come out of the world come from the Bible. Like if you think of the movie Star Wars, good versus evil, the light versus the dark, like any movie, Lion King, dying and coming back, and all these different things, rebirth, born, like the theme is throughout society because this book is the foundation of the way we think. Hold your point real quick. That he said it's more revolutionary to understand how important the Bible is to the world. That it's not, he said in this word, we know it's the truth. He said it's not true in the sense that it's true. It's more than true because it's in the fabric of the freaking mind of everyone. Like we all love, what do they call it? An underdog story. Like everyone, you watching a football team and the underdog can't win, or it's not supposed to win, people root for the underdog. Why is that? Because of David and Goliath. It's in our subconscious that we have these stories. If you've never heard of David and Goliath, every movie you watch is telling you David and Goliath because it's a little ragtag team of little white boys and da 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 da. They skinny and trying, and they beat the big team, and somehow they win and overcome. And there's a little old group of people over here. There's only 2 or 3 of them, and they got to fight Thanos. And it's David and Goliath. Like all of these stories are in the fabric of society, so it's true even more than what they believe is reality. Long story short, why am I saying that? I'm saying that to say that this book is it's so important. Like there is no other book like the Bible. And this is the key point I'm saying. I almost lost my train of thought. Is that there was a time when Dame Dash and Jay-Z split up. This is how I explain it oftentimes. And they were like, Dame Dash was saying, man, I helped make Jay-Z. He's not the same. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for me, Jay-Z wouldn't be who he is. And Jay-Z had a song. He was like, they saying they made Hov. Well, if you made Hov, then make another one. Like if Dame Dash is the reason why I'm this big, then you should go somewhere and find another nigga and make him as big as me. But it ain't. You can't do that because I am me without you. You're not you without me. You know what I'm saying? If the Bible is just a fabricated book and one prophet got inspiration and this other dude just lied and just made his finesse his way into the Bible, then you should be able to make another one. Why haven't they created another Bible? How come the Chinese didn't make one? How come nobody, like this thing has gone way past quadruple platinum diamond? It's so unique in this book that sometimes I read it and sit down and read it. When I look at great music or listen to a great song, right? You think about just one of your favorite rap songs you can think of. Like, I know I'm not a rapper. Like, I can play around with it and make a couple bars, but I don't mess with Natazab and, Captain Akkad and Shar and them brothers, or, even Jay-Z or any of these rapping cats. I know I'm not a rapper, bro. If I go in the studio, this is going to sound boring. It's going to be like a hop. I'm not a rapper. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be just basic ass bars. I don't have flow. I don't got rhythm. I don't got the voice or the tone for this shit. I'm not a rapper. Reading the Bible, I sit there and think like, okay, well, going back to the point. When I hear a good song, I think about what if I had the beat, would I make that? Like, Mustard! Like, who thought of that? This nigga's an artist. Like, if we gave you the beat, would you come out with that song? 9 times out of 10, not. Like, you think about these great songs, these cats are really special. It may seem something simple, but that song is not, I couldn't recreate that 1,000 times if I tried to write a song like that. I would have never thought in the middle of it just start yelling, Mustard! That's a talent and it's a skill. Now, I think of give me this blank page and let me say what Isaiah said. It's going to be 1,000 years. I'll never do it. I cannot come up with this. This stuff is unique. Give me a blank page and let me do what Ezekiel did. I don't have it. The only way is if the Lord tells me and I start writing this out. They cannot recreate the Bible. Quran tried to do it. If you ever read the Quran, it sounds like trash. All it is a bunch of vain sayings. Allah is merciful. Allah is great. Allah is okay. Yeah, nigga, that's common sense. God is all knowing. Like, it's literally half of the book is just them saying things that you could think about God, but it has no prophecy. It has nothing wise in it. It's just a really vain, dumb book. And I tried to understand, like, bro, it's not there. It's not the truth. So this book, the volume of this book, it's not just one thing. Thou saith the Lord. That is the law. This whole book is the book of the law. There's a precept for that. I just can't think of it right now. But let me get volume of the book and go ahead, Mawul Khan, with your question and comment. So like, hopefully you remembered it.
Sir. So what would you, is there a precept to explain or is it just because of it being the Bible, but is there a precept to explain when heathens understand the importance of the Bible and the words in there?
I got one for you for that. Of the actual Bible or just in general?
I know the precept where it says that surely they would say surely this is a wise people.
No, that's not the one that I'm thinking of. Well, let me see now. Yeah, I think I know where this is got off. Man, it's in the Apocrypha. Give me I think it Judith 5. Don't have my I got my 5. I think this is good. Hopefully it can kind of answer your question. I'm not gonna say they knew the Bible, is to say that the heathens knew the power of the Bible per se, but they knew who we were and they knew let's see, 5. Yeah, Judah. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, Lord. Let's see, verse 17.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 17. And whilst they sinned not before their God, they prospered, because the God that hated iniquity was with them.
Right. So this is a wise man. I think he came and the captain of the army asked about in verse 1 it describes, and then it was declared to Hophernes, the chief captain of the army of Asser, that the children of Israel had prepared for war. And then it goes on, it says, basically he asked them about these people and what they should do, getting prepared for them, going to war with them. And he's telling them that these Israelites, they called out to their God and their God destroyed the Egyptians. And it is saying right here that when they didn't sin and obey the Lord, they prospered, right? Verse 18.
Verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
Right.
And the temple of their God was cast into the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies.
And then verse 19.
Verse 19. But now are they returned to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem,
right,
where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
So they returned to the Most High. This is Nehemiah, Ezra. They rebuilt the temple. They come back into the land, possess Jerusalem, and they're going back into their ways. I believe it was Nehemiah and Ezra when they talked about when they started reading the book of the law, the people started crying. Akim, y'all heard that one? That's a cold breeze. For times we just chop it up after class, or another time, man. That's a power, man. I love that precept, Akim. When they talk about they hadn't heard the law being read, they stood up on a pulpit of wood, and just like we have in Kent, they say they have priests to the right, priests to the left. They started reading the law to the people. The people hadn't heard the law and didn't know because they were enslaved in Babylon. And they said the people started crying, you know what I'm saying, when they reading this law and teaching the people because it was so powerful. They didn't know these things. They lost the way. But when they returned, then this is what happened. Read verse 20.
Verse 20. Now therefore, my Lord and governor,
right,
if there be any error against this people,
against
this people, and they sin against their God,
right,
let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
That this what?
That this shall be their ruin.
Right.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
So they knew if we are sinning, we're not following the laws of God, we can go to war and make a move on these Israelites, and we will win. Read verse 21.
Verse 21.
Be slow on this one.
But if there
whoa. Slow it down. This is that Candace, how you want to read it. Read that very slow. That first word right there, put emphasis on that.
Okay. But
what?
But
you know what I'm saying? This negates everything you just said. If they are sinning, we will destroy them. Verse 21.
But
Right? Keep going.
if there be no iniquity in their nation,
Keep going.
let my Lord now pass by.
Right. If they are not sinning, they're following the laws of God. If they're doing that, we don't want no problems with the children of Israel. Keep going.
Come, lest their Lord defend them,
Right.
and their God be for them,
Mm-hmm.
and we become a reproach before all the world.
Right. And that's what it tells you in the Deuteronomy that one man, they will flee in 7 directions. You know what I'm saying? Like they're going to run away from us because of the power of just having one righteous brother. It's like they would be in fear of us. You know what I mean? I just always imagine like, man, like we are such a amazing people that people like when we're great, nobody can mess with us. Like a cat like Michael Jordan, at one point in time, if he went one-on-one with anybody in the world, he's gonna win. Now imagine that, like I say LeBron James, like we imagine him today, like LeBron James, 6'8". If somebody went one-on-one with him when he was at his prime, he's gonna beat everyone in the world, right? Okay, he argued he ain't a LeBron fan. You know what I mean? If somebody gonna have a shootout with Steph Curry for life or death in his prime, no one in the world. You're not gonna go to China. He already playing the best. He's the best of the best. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So imagine you going to China and just seeing some random Chinese kid and say, "Come play against Kobe. Come play against Jordan. Come play against LeBron." You think he's gonna beat them? It's not happening. Mike Tyson in his prime, he's knocking out the best boxers in the world. Now bring anybody from Iraq, anyone in Iraq, come catch the fade with Mike Tyson tonight. It's a wrap. See what I'm saying? So now imagine the Bible and you put a sword in Mike Tyson's hands, or a sword in LeBron's hands, a sword in Jordan's hands. Who want to catch the fade? It's a wrap. Nobody's going to beat these niggas. And that's us. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't one. It's a nation of us. Like, we dominate the NBA. We dominate the whatever. Like, imagine them going to war with 1,000 LeBrons. You already can't mess with him one-on. Like, they don't want it with Israel. You know what I'm saying? We are made. Like, we're not in captivity because we don't have weapons, because we don't have the power to fight the white man in a war. We're in captivity because we don't serve the Lord. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood is what this is the key to getting out of this. It's like, you know what I mean? I'm getting along with it again. Is that good? You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew our history, whether you want to say they knew the records or knew at some point in time, the whole world knew. That's why they talk about us coming out of Egypt. This nation was so dominant, so powerful. For us to be brought out of there, the whole world had heard these stories about us because it wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's get into, we finally gonna get into tonight's topic. It's only gonna be 30. This is how Jim Ryan. It's like the breakdown part takes up the whole class. We never really get the class but I love this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is live. It's like me, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I get to test what I know and I gotta study more, and it's important to do this. Why the questions are important. Like, iron sharpen iron, you know what I'm saying? Without y'all brothers, that's what I'm saying. I want to be able to start pulling these without Google. Like, I know this, you know what I'm saying? Because I've known this before. I have done all this. Like, I know the precepts, man. But the water for y'all. Let's go. Tonight's topic is long story short, my father's business. Let's get back to Luke. I think I didn't even pull the one in Hebrews 10. You got it? Read that quick if you got it already. No, it was Hebrews for the 10th volume. That's the one. Y'all can even have it for your own records if you Hebrews 10 and 7.
Okay. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Then said I, Lo, I come. In the volume of the book, it is written of me, to do thy will, O God. Right.
This is a quote from Yahweh Shai. Different times he talked about this, but the Christ came in the volume of the book. He said he came to do everything the prophet. He said all the prophets before me, they spoke of me. Like, it's another precept. Christ came into the temple or to the synagogue teaching a class. They asked him to come speak. He went up there. He opened up the book. He read a precept, but I believe in Isaiah. He was like, "It's talking about me," and closed the book and walked out. Like, he's a cold one. But all the prophets, the whole Bible is, for one, speaking to Christ. It all coalesce. And I wouldn't just say, if it doesn't say, "Thus saith the Lord," it's not law. This is the whole truth. Like, we keep the whole book, the whole scroll. The Bible says, "Eat the scroll." You know what I'm saying? Buy the truth and sell it not. This is the truth. There's no discrepancies in here. So things like that, people use it to try to be to the letter of the law, to find a way out of the law, to do something they know you shouldn't do. Like, it doesn't say you can't sleep with Edomites, so I'm going to sleep with Edomites because I didn't read it right here. But if you know what it's saying, not to sleep with other nations, you know you shouldn't sleep with other nations. You're finding action to sin. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're supposed to come together for Passover. We always had this understanding. The culture was clearly in the Bible. They all came here. That's what we're about to read in Luke. You know what I'm saying? This is, it tells you in Luke 12 and right 12 and what is it? Verse is that where I'm at?
What was that, Luke 2?
2. Was it 2? Yeah, you're right. Lock it. Luke 2 and verse 41.
Oh, God. It's the book of Luke, chapter 2 and verse 41.
Mm-hmm.
Now his parents went to Jerusalem.
Went to where?
Jerusalem.
They stayed at the house.
Jerusalem.
They went to Galilee.
Jerusalem.
Nazareth.
Jerusalem.
They went to Ephesus.
Now his parents went to Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Every year.
When?
Every year.
Every other year.
Every year.
When they felt like it.
Every year.
When they had enough money.
Every year.
When they could get their job off for the week.
Every year.
Keep going.
At the feast of the Passover.
Okay. You see what I'm saying? They kept this culture. They didn't just stay at the house to have Passover. Every year, they went to Passover in Jerusalem. This is the culture. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, to make it anything else, because you don't see "thus saith the thou." It's like, this is, it tells you throughout the book, this is what we've done. And this is, we are in our captivity. We're rehearsing the righteous acts. So are we having Passover in Jerusalem this year? La. But we are rehearsing what we would do when we get in our land, and we will all go to one city and descend upon it and be in Jerusalem. Now, I've heard even the general say, when it becomes so big and it's so many of people, we will become to a point like it's like in America, where you keep Christmas at home and you keep Halloween or Easter at your house. It's going to be business. It's going to be impossible logistically for everyone to come to Jerusalem, but it should be the mission for us to come together at least once a year. And it's a glorious thing. It's brotherhood. It's able for us to reunite as a family. And this is something that's powerful. So go ahead.
That's all, sir. Like you said earlier, you can use this to show that all these other religions take pilgrimage from the Bible.
Right. Yeah, for sure. They know Islam came way after the Bible. This came way after Christ. They mimic and copied us, but then made it off-brand. You know what I'm saying? They don't eat pork, but they eat shrimp in Islam. They lost that part. You know what I'm saying? They just started doing, love your brother, but you can beat your wife. You know what I mean? Like, it's just off. You know what I mean? That's what Islam teaches. All right, let's keep going.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 42. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after their custom of the feast. 43. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Yahushua tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it.
Right. And this is a glorious thing. And this is the feeling you can have at Passover. Look, keep going.
Right.
Right.
But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him. And they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintance.
So think about it, like they're in a band of people, a company of people moving, traveling, and they lost their son because he's amongst their family, and they coming in what? In peace. Shalom. That's why I tell the brother, like, When it's dark outside and you can't see, shalom. Y'all was finna shop like a thug. We know this is not an enemy. You can't see. You think about you in the wilderness, nighttime, dark. Like shalom wasn't just like this, I don't know, this Christian thing that people are like, oh, shalom, brother, shalom. It was like shalom, like you good? Like that's what it really mean, like shalom. Like you coming in peace or what's up? Like who is that over there? Like shalom. Oh, shalom. Oh, okay, that's my nigga. Like the heathen ain't gonna respond the same way. If it's a brother that's not in the school, he's not gonna he over to shalom, what's up? Like, okay, no, what that? Wait, let me go this, you know what I'm saying? Before we go to the door now. You know who this is, ain't one of us, but Christ is moving with us. He was with his people, so they ain't even worried about him. It's like that's how it is at Passover. People lose their kids, Slaggy was saying, like people lose their kids all the time at Passover. Like you let your kids run around, they be in here with the brothers, with the other kids, you just let them run. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna be harmed. We got brothers on Shamar, everybody in here good. We in here in brotherhood and peace. You can trust your kids in this environment because we came to serve the Lord together. And that's the vibe that they were on with Christ. So they didn't even know where he was at for a whole day. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. Verse 45. And when they found him not,
Right.
they turned back again to Jerusalem.
Damn. So they had to go all the way back to Jerusalem just to find their son. Keep going.
Come. Verse 46. And it came to pass that after 3 days.
How many days?
3 days.
God damn, you know how nervous and scared you would be when you got heathens and lions and wolves and foxes and a kid can get kidnapped, killed, be in a ditch. Ain't no GPS, ain't no phone. Like, bruh, as a parent, this has got to be hell for 3 days. Like, I remember being lost in the mall when I was like 3 years old. I lost my dad for 2 minutes. I'm like, you go up to the front. Excuse me, is there a Mr. Williams? Blah, 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 blah. Like, your son is at the front counter. Like, you be freaking out. You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine as a parent, you looking for 3 days and you don't know your kid, you no damn phone or nothing? You even got microphones? Like, they stressed out. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Come. And it came to pass that after 3 days, they found him in the temple.
Where they find him at?
In the temple.
Go ahead.
Sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions.
All right.
Verse 47. And all that heard him were astonished.
They were what?
Astonished.
Keep going.
At his understanding.
Damn.
And answered.
Yeah, Christ is teaching these cats, breaking things down at 12 years old. These cats study the Bible. They in the temple. This is what they do all day, precepts upon precept, line upon line. He coming in here showing them like, yeah, this is what this means. This is what that means. You know that? Like, oh, what about when I said Ezekiel? He pulling stuff. Ain't like, what the hell? How is this little kid? Like, could you imagine? That's why I always say, like, just make it real. Like, read the Bible and make it real. Update it. Come to class and me sit down and not as our 12-year-old son sitting up here breaking precepts down. We in here like, God damn, this nigga cold. Like, Tazabah's son up here. All right, give me you pull. Who's this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Christ. Like, they kept these stories because keep going.
Come. Verse 48. And when they saw him, they were amazed.
Right.
And his mother said unto him, Son,
why
hast thou thus dealt with us?
Mm-hmm.
Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrow.
Right, like, why have you done this to us? Like, why are you doing it? Like, you out of order, you out of pocket, you gonna get your ass whooped. Really, you know what I mean? Like, this is the polite way. Like, what are you doing? You know, keep going.
Oh, come, verse 49.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me?
How did you look for me?
Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business?
Like, you didn't know I'm gonna be in the temple. Why were you even looking for me if you didn't come here? You're gonna find me. I'm gonna be in the temple. You know what I mean? About my father's business. And that's the title of this class. Like, the Spirit of Christ, that's how we have to be in the truth. We have to be about our Father's business. We have to make it our life's mission to do and serve the Lord. If they find me, this is where I'm gonna be. You see what I'm saying? Like, if Christ returns, I hope he finds me working. My life is not about my slavery. My life is not about Like in my family, I love my family. I need to help them, raise them up. But my life is about my Father's business. This is what we are dedicated to. And on the way over here, I was explaining this to, you know what I'm saying, my rib. Like, I believe, I've told you before, you know what I'm saying? I've been in car wrecks. You've been in car, like, when you're in that moment and you think you're close to death, you pray. You know what I'm saying? Like, God, please help me. They had showed in the fire. It was a white woman driving through the street. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God. And it's like people in the world don't give a damn about God until your life is in danger. You know what I'm saying? It's like me, I know that he can take me out at any time. The only reason why I'm here is to serve him. So if I'm not doing what he needs me to do, then why am I here? It should be gone. So I know one day I'm gonna need the Lord again. I guarantee. I am going to cry out to the Lord and say, Lord, deliver me from this. This is happening. My kid, whatever, is the World War III, Matthew 24, Jacob's trouble that's going to get worse. Lord, help me. I don't want him to be like, nigga, where you been at when I asked you for help? When I said go feed the poor. When I said go teach the people. When I said go do this. You see what I'm saying? And what it looks like doesn't look like what you want it to look like. You know what I mean? It's like, nigga, print some flyers out. Edit the TikTok. Check in. You know what I'm saying? Stop smoking. It looks like that. Like, where are you at when I need you? You know what I'm saying? Like, Christians do things like, would anybody smoking here? You wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's common sense. Like, if you went to a church, I remember I was in the world, like, my white boy partner, we go to churches and school. He like, yeah, we about to go to church parking lot, safe place to smoke, because the police ain't gonna be over there. So we could go to the church parking lot and roll up. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, my that shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a white boy. He don't care about nothing. And me, I'm like, there's something ain't right with this. Like, let's go to the school. Let's not go to the, you know what I'm saying? But now I know it's just whatever, wrong either way. But the Sadducees and Pharisees had gotten to that point. It's a very Christian way. Like, do not defile the temple. Don't do that here. This table is holy. This shofar is righteous. This scroll is of the Lord. And leave and go beat their wife. And leave and go eat some pork. And leave and sleep with another man's woman. And leave and go set up somebody to get killed and take a bribe for it. And like, what are you talking? Christ said, you are the temple. You know what I'm saying? Like, your body is the temple. So don't not respect this wall. I'd rather a nigga smoke in here and roll up in here than to leave and go in the woods and defile your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the real temple. You know what I'm saying? Christ was trying to up that so we can understand. Like, we have to be about the Lord's business because we are the temple. Wherever we go, this is our business. You know what I'm saying? You got something? You sure? All right. Anybody else? Nothing? All right, let's drop that. Let's go to, I think I want 1 Corinthians, if I may. Like, this is a call to action, man. 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. I got a few precepts, but we're going to run through these. Barbershop, man. 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. This is important, man. Like, we have to be better. I have to be better. I am challenging myself. You know what I'm saying? I heard Captain Zaria say that, like, we got to find a way to do more this year. Like, the time is at hand. Like, there's not a game. Like, we have to do more work. We have to increase the work. We have to be about our Father's business. That's what Christ was about. Like, he wasn't playing at 12. We can't be grown men in the truth. Like, our life is made to serve and do this work. Anything else is a waste. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to a brother yesterday, man. I'm like, man, Parak out in Arizona. thinking about men like Captain Azari, like, man, there's no way I can keep up and do the work that he's done. And it's a humbling thing to even, and no, you know, I don't want to say this in the right way. Like, imagine all the great things Captain Azari has done, and he got like 2 sentences in the Bible. Like, if they had to record his work that we've all seen, and it was like, it was a man, Cesariak, and he, you know, was a battler and destroyed people, and that's it. Like, the Bible is full of men like that. There's a guy, you can go to Samuel, I believe we're in Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, it talks about a dude, his name was Ezra. I mean, no, not Ezra. I think it was Ezariah, something like that. It's like if I forget his name. But they said he killed 800 men with 1 spear in a battle. Like, you know how great this cat was? But it's like 1 freaking sentence. Like, these men are made, like, to make it in this book, you had to be, what's his name? Elijah was bringing people back to life. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, they splitting rocks and stuff, fire calling out. Like, these cats was doing some amazing, like, for them to get whole books, these cats was amazing. Like, I want to do enough work, maybe my name, you know what I mean? Even that, like, I want to do enough work to help Captain Azariah to get his name on here. Like, and it's not about me, you know what I'm saying? It's on the pride. Like, a priest is not about, I don't care if I'm in here, it's that I did that much work for the Lord that you deserve this spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you even get close to that? Because I know I'm nowhere near Cesariak, and even he might just get 1 bar. So what does it look like to do what these men in here did? This is a lot. And we can always, I like to say, to be cut from the same cloth. Like, it's easy to read about Abraham. You say, oh yeah, I'm like Abraham. I love Abraham. I'm like him. He almost killed his son. Would you really do it? You know what I mean? But I can't even make it to camp. You know what I mean? I can't even. No, my slavery. Like, you like Abraham? What did you give up? You say you telling me you like him, you can kill your son, but you can't even miss the nigga's basketball game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying any brother here. I'm saying, like, this is for me. When I teach class, for like, nigga, get on it. Let's go. We gotta move. It's time. You know what I'm saying? It's a call to action, man. Let's go. 1 Corinthians 3:9.
1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 9.
Right?
For we are laborers together with God.
Right.
Ye are God's husbandry.
Right.
Ye are God's building.
Like, we are laborers with the Most High. We are his husbandry. The things that husbandry is like farming. These are the things that you work and grow and plant and flourish with. We are God's building. We are the temple. We are representing God on earth. Like, the people, we're the children of the Most High. When we talk, we're supposed to speak the things of the Lord. When the people see us, we are supposed to maintain our character like priests and prophets of the Lord and be separate and holy from everyone else, right? Let's see. Let's go to another one. I'm gonna skip through. It's more on that, but we can keep going for time's sake. Let's go to 2 Timothy 2:15. I feel like man. Man, I love this truth, man. I love y'all brothers, man. The work that y'all put in is amazing. Give yourselves a hand. You know what I'm saying? Brothers on the line, man, brick by brick, we built this thing up. I just feel like we at a point where this can go even bigger and we can grow even more. And this group that we got, man, y'all brothers is precious to the Lord. Precious to the Lord, man. And it's a powerful thing that y'all can do in any way, shape, or form. I can help brothers be who they supposed to be, that we can get, you know what I'm saying? There was a man over his name was Mawakam. You know what I'm saying? He did wonderful works for the Lord and did amazing things. You heard his first camp speaking? The brother is strong, man. You heard his second one, he got even better, man. Most like someone listened to that and his life changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, these things, y'all have power, and don't let this devil and these white men or anything get in the way of you letting your light shine and being who you're supposed to be. Most High in Christ. Go ahead.
Book of 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15.
Right.
Study to show thyself approved unto God.
Right. Do what?
Study to show thyself approved unto God.
Unto God. Like we learn this thing, we get in here, we study to prove ourselves. Like you don't know what's real until you prove it's real. Like we have to know this book and we have to make this about our business to be able to teach the people. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Come. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed.
Who?
A workman that needeth not to be
It's
ashamed.
all about work, man. Putting in that work, putting in that brick. Like this book is dead if we don't make it alive. If we don't, what is it? Faith without works is dead. You understand? Like we believe in this, we understand it, then we have to put in work to make it happen. It looks like getting camp signs up. It looks like, you know what I'm saying? The little things that we do, the boring, the monotonous things is the work of the Lord. Cleaning the bathroom up, you know what I'm saying? Like getting the table on point, like all these little things we got to do, making the school look better. Like everything that we invest into this is the work of the Lord. And it doesn't, like you go to slavery, whatever, 5 days, 6 days, whatever, your work does not start until you check into this. I don't care if you work 40 hours or 60 hours. You haven't done anything, that's your slavery. That's what you had to do. The actual work starts when you do what you are supposed to according to serving the Lord. You understand?
Okay.
All right, let's see. Is there anything else? It said rightly dividing, read that part.
Come. Rightly dividing the word of truth.
Right. Like what's separate from a lie and from the truth. You want to be able to distinguish that by knowing precept upon precept, line upon line. And your works is going to match because you are living the truth, right? Verse 16.
Come. Verse 16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodly.
Like me, you know what I'm saying? One thing, this social media is an addiction. It can be something you just get lost and scrolling and they ain't even read the Bible. It's like, come on, like I said, once again, I'm checking myself. Like, hold on, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, this vain babbling, you watching is nothing. It's entertainment. It's what the world is doing. Our thoughts, our minds, our conversations need to be about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? The truth. All right. Drop that. Give me what do I need? So I can give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 58, and then we'll leave in 2 Corinthians and we'll go on there. Where we at? 53. Let's go. 15 and 58. The water.
Come. Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 58.
Right.
Therefore, my beloved brethren,
be
ye steadfast.
Be what?
Be ye steadfast.
What does that mean? Go ahead.
Steadfast is like unmoving, like not being able to be moved.
Let's see. Let's look it up. Steadfast, unwavering, yeah, firm, resolute, or dutifully dedicated, dependable, reliable. This is UPK saying that we saying in school. The best qualities a brother can have is to be dependable, reliable, and available. And I might be saying it in the wrong order, but it's like dependable, reliable, and available. Like that's what we need. That's how you move up through these things. It's like, okay, can we depend on this brother to be here to do this? Are you reliable to honor your word when you say this? Are you available when we need you? Like this brother Mawakan showed up and Karanyala and Uragabar and Kakamamad available. We getting here doing the work, talking to the brothers the other day in Oakland, fishing the men that we talk about in class. We need to be available to do these things because this is what the Lord commanded us and sent us out to do. This is the work that Christ and his men did and went through hell for us to have this book. And this next precept, man, that we're going to go to, that's what I say, always make it real and see, you know what I mean? So let me see, is there anything else on that though? Where we at? Verse, we said 58. All right, is there anything? Keep going.
Come. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord.
Right.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Right. We're working for a crown. We want to be in rulership in the kingdom. We're not working like that's another Christian side. It's like, like, let's be real. We niggas, like, I want to shine too. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, women, like, man, we need to have these houses. We need to have better this. Women always pushing for more. There's nothing wrong with that. You need to, sometimes you need that. Like, man, if it was just up to me, I'd be staying in one spot. I never would have moved. Like, man, we need to do that. That's important. But the other part that some people may not see a lot of times is that we're working for that too. It's just a little bit different route. Like, I can get this slavery, I can put all my energy into doing this, and I can come up that way. And okay, but I'm investing in this school and this truth because I want a real mansion. I want a mini mansion in Stockton. I want a block in Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I want a street paved in gold. I want diamonds driven. Like, I want to live like we supposed. I'm a Judite, nigga. Like, we supposed to be, feel me? Like, nigga, this is nothing. What you need, what you want. They said when they came to see King Solomon, they thought his servants were the king. Y'all know that one? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, Queen of Sheba came miles because she heard about King Solomon, got to the door, the brother that opened the door, she's like, oh, what's up, my lord? He's like, nah, just open the door around here. That's how dripped he was compared to other people. So you can imagine Christ's kingdom, like the shoe shine boy, the one that washed the toilets is going to be greater than Donald Trump or Elon Musk. Like, it's going to be something that we can't even comprehend. It tells you that in Revelations, like, we can't even comprehend how this is going to be. So that's what I want. You know what I mean? Like, this is not in vain. The work is going to be rewarded, but what do we have to do to get there? Because Esau is willing to do anything to get his kingdom built up. Like I tell you, talk about them white boys in Iraq, they be sitting in piss, sitting in the mud, sitting in the 4 days up. They all powder and meth, whatever to do to make sure their kingdom is on point. They're not saying that. I can not. Y'all think because Sarah teaching we need to do meth to the word of the Lord. No, I'm saying that these white people will do anything to maintain their power and to be in charge. In order for us to come back down, we have to be just like them in that zeal and even more. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how much we have to love our people, because that's how much they love their people. They killed all the Native Americans for their people. They destroyed whatever we need to do, burn down roads, anything we need to do. We're going to do it for our people to be in rulership. All right, let's drop that. Let's go to, what I say, is it 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. This is a few verses and we're done.
Book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 22.
Right.
Are they Hebrew?
Right.
So am I.
Right.
Are they Israelites? So am I.
Right.
Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
Right. Paul is talking about some people is having something negative to say about him. And he's like, if I'm going to boast or brag about myself, I'm usually humble. But if I'm going to brag about myself, then we can go toe to toe. Y'all want to do this? You want to challenge me on this work? You want to say that I'm not who I say I am? All right. You a Hebrew? I'm a Hebrew. You Israelite? I'm Israelite. You see the Abraham? I'm going to see the Abraham too. I remember when I was in the world, one of homeboys, he used to, you hustling, selling stuff, people would take fronts and owe you money or whatever. And then when you come to collect the money, like, bro, where's money at? $300, $500, whatever, 1,000. What is that? Oh man, I got bills. He was like, you know how I battle them when they say that? I just say whatever they say, I'll become a parrot. Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I got a ticket, and this going on with my baby mama tripping. Yeah, I got a ticket too, and my baby mama tripping. So what? I need my money. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, what happened is this thing and going on, and my mama, she needed something. My mama needs something. He just, whatever you say, I got kids. I got kids. Like, what are you talking about? You telling me this like I should care about your problem, but clearly you don't care about my problem because I looked out for you to have this, and then you're trying to use something in your life for me to give you the pass when it's like I already gave you the pass. Like, I need my money, bro. Like, why are you giving me an excuse? I need what you owe me. If I did excuses, we can do this too, but I'm right because you owe me. So Paul is like, they're saying this, I'm saying this. You saying that? Like, I'm an Israelite and I've been and studied in Jerusalem. I walked with Christ. I was like, all right, bro, but what is this about? Keep going.
Verse 23.
Right.
Are they ministers of Christ?
Are they what?
Ministers of Christ?
Go ahead.
I speak as a fool.
Right.
I am more.
Ooh-wee. That's heavy. He like, man, y'all ministers of Christ. I'm minister of Christ. When Paul picked up the mantle, he pushed a hard line. When he came into the school, he was zealous. He was on fire. Paul was on fire the way he was. Like, these men was with Christ. They were other brothers that knew in the story, disciples, and they felt greater than Paul because Paul was persecuting them. So they're like, who is this nigga? But they wasn't really doing anything like that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just took the truth. They had the knowledge. They have a little meetings in their room, and that's what they do. I'm in the truth. He like, hold on, bro. Y'all got something to say about me? You niggas gonna talk about me? That whole Denzel White, like, y'all gonna talk about me? All right, come on. Let's go. You want to talk? You want me to do this? Let's do this. I'm gonna tell you who I am. Keep going.
Come.
Right?
I speak as a fool.
Right.
I am more in labors, more abundant, in stripes, above measure, in prison.
And where?
In prison.
Keep going.
More frequent.
Damn.
In deaths. Off.
Like, man, he's saying, am I crazy? Because I'm saying I'm doing more in labors. I'm working out here, and I'm abundant in stripes by measure, getting whips to speak this truth. He getting stripes on his back. Not stripes like in the hood. He getting stripes. Keep going.
Come.
In faith and death and prison, all these things all of the time in order to bring this book that we're reading right now to you to make your life better and your family better. This is what Paul had to do to get this served up to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can go to the store and get McDonald's real quick. But imagine somebody had to go kill a cow, chop it up, grind it up, make the cheese, make the bread. Like, we getting this thing delivered. We in a glorious time. We didn't have to fight to get the book, and we don't even pick it up and read it.
Right.
Shame on, you know what I'm saying? God forbid. Like, all we got to do is read it, study it, teach it. What did he have to do to get it here? It was a lot of work. Go ahead.
Come, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Of the Jews,
God
5 times he died 40 stripes, save one.
Man, they have cats, they be talking about all that. Like, man, if I was in slavery, I wouldn't have been no slave. I would have done that. If they would tell me to call me Toby, I would have been on Kunta Kinte. Nigga, they have the comedians that goes, fly. They like, oh, Toby. Nigga won. They like, all right, bro, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Hardest nigga in the hood. Nigga Paul took 40 stripes 5 different times from his own people. And he out here fighting for them.
Right.
How many brothers would stand the truth with that? We see this. Oh, I don't even know. It's like if there's been above me. If I'm this brother doing a whole goddamn breakdown about leaving the truth, and come on, bro.
Right.
You was never with us. You know what I'm saying? What is your reason? You didn't go through this.
Right.
What are you talking about? It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 25.
Right?
Thrice was I beaten with rods.
Damn, that's different than the stripes. It's different than the leather straps or whatever, the whip. You know what I mean? We got this here, so yeah, that makes it more real. Like, you hear one of these crack, that's a different type of thing. You get hit 40 times with this, nigga, that is a different type of thing. Then somebody came with a stick, whooping his ass because he's out here bringing this to us. Go ahead.
Come. Once was I stoned.
Damn. Y'all read this before?
Wow.
They stone Paul. How is he even writing this? Nigga should be damn near blind or retarded. Nigga, they threw rocks at him and tried to kill him to do this work. Go ahead. I gotta come to camp. Lose my slavery. So like it. This shit inspires me. Like, nigga, I love the truth. I gotta, like, man, this is an amazing nigga we reading about here. I just want to be piece of like this type of nigga. They can say this nigga was like, nigga, this is amazing. Go ahead.
Kind of sluggish. It's like I'm reading this. The first time I'm actually reading, I've heard people talk about this.
Right.
I've never actually read it for myself.
Right.
And reading it right here, it's like they're saying is the glass half empty or is it half full?
Mm.
Because on one hand you think, God with you, bro.
Damn. Right. But you know what happened to his son? You know what I'm saying? So this is why he's sealed up. Like, nigga, I am not worthy to even nigga, what am I? You know what I'm saying? I deserve this. Christ didn't.
Right.
This is the Lord is with me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But a Christian mind would be like, Lord ain't with y'all.
Right.
Y'all going through something. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I feel you. Like glass half empty. That's a heavy point. That's why I love this brother. Go ahead.
Come. Thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep.
Man, like
Crazy.
Being in the ocean. I watched the movie Den of Thieves the other day. And in the commercial, they took him. I ain't gonna ruin the movie, but they took him out to the ocean. They show you in the commercial. They threw him off the boat and left him in there. You're like, what are we gonna do? Like, gotta start swimming. Like being in the deep ocean with no life jacket, with no place to land. How in the hell, like that feeling of getting back to safety? Like, I'm about to die right now. This is a wrap. You get tired. You can't swim no more, float no more. You're just gonna drown in there, or it could be sharks. It could be anything in there. Go ahead, you guys. Tell me you just think about that movie.
So we talking about Den of Thieves 1 or 2?
2, the new movie.
So I just watched the first one again. That's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, me.
Like, since it came out, it's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
So
I love that movie. That's what I'm saying. I went and watched it again a couple of days ago too.
Right.
Before I went to go watch the second one in the theaters, and you know what I'm saying.
I'm gonna see the second one tomorrow. So
man, and the wisdom from Wanyala. When I come into the truth, I'm like, man, I'm doing this work with Campbell, on my real whatever. He was like, man, we preach, we got time, we gotta go do all this stuff. Like, you may not be able to go to the movie on Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody in the world, but you can go on a Tuesday afternoon and make sure you spend time with your real and all that. So yeah, we went on Tuesday or Monday morning, you know what I'm saying? Like 11 o'clock. But you find time to get this stuff in and still be all of those things. But yeah, amongst all these things, let's keep going.
come. Verse 26.
Right.
In journeyings often, in perils of water,
Mm-hmm.
in perils of robbery.
We getting robbed. It is like, man, we out here trying to teach the truth. And when we went to the little blood thing, imagine if we would have got robbed that night. Imagine the check-ins and all this and cat. What is y'all niggas doing? Where was y'all at? Why are you over there? You know what I mean? What the fuck going on, man? And Paul getting robbed. Go ahead.
Come. In perils by my own countrymen.
Man, all this is Israelites. A lot of this is mainly just Israelites trying to destroy him and take him down. He still kept going, still kept fighting because he loved them, because his king loved them. He said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. These niggas robbing me, hating me, striping me because of the white man over them.
Right.
And I hate them more. I want vengeance more. I want justice more, that I will forgive this brother so that I can see them destroyed. That's the spirit of Christ. And just to be on some sucker, let this cat do this to you. It's that nigga, I'm willing to let this slide because I want the one that's got you up to this. And I want to see him. They deserve all of the punishment. So this is the zeal. This is where it's coming from, the fire that Paul is pushing for. Keep going.
Come. In perils by the heat.
Then he got to deal with them too. Keep going.
In perils in the city.
Read.
In perils in the wilderness.
Yeah.
In perils in the sea.
Right.
In perils among false brethren.
Man, all that, like you think of the country, the sea, the city. When you make it real, walk home tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to walk to Oakland. You don't want to walk to Hayward. I don't want to walk to Mountain View. Like, these cats was walking from country to country doing this, getting out. Come on, bro. Would we even have a book to study if it wasn't for a man that was crazy? That's why he said you have to become crazy for Christ. What is the precept on that? How does it say? It's in Romans, I think, first chapter. We became fools for Christ. That's the precept. I became a fool for Christ. Like, Your mama, you tell this to moms don't even want you to go around the corner and risk getting a scratch. You are out of your mind. You should stay home, go to work, and do what your boss says, and be a good boy and stay with your kids and raise your family. Why are you following this Christ? Well, he's not even here. He dead. Like, go home, Paul. Get a family. He like, nah, I'm full. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And they did this and they stoned. I don't care. I'm gonna keep going. And they ride on, and I'm in the sea, and I'm in prison, and I got out, and I went back in, and I got out, and I went over here, and I walked to fucking Galatia. I walked to Galatia, and I went to Ephesians, and I came over to Colossians, and I sent the letter to him, and then like he is getting it in, nigga. This is why he's here today. You right about him? Because he did all of these things to save our life in 2025. Some nigga in Richmond, California, some nigga in 1,000 years from now that needs to read this to go do something. Go ahead. Please.
In the end of verse 26, when he says, in perils among false brethren, is he talking about the brothers he's writing this to?
Yeah. People that say they in the truth and you getting into it with them and they trying to do this and do that and talk behind your back and and they not really in the truth. They false brethren. They in here and they causing divisions and they doing all this. This is not of the Lord. I gotta battle this nigga. I gotta go over here with him. I gotta take him to counsel because come on, man. Like, yeah, he's done all these things. Yep.
Come.
Go ahead.
Verse 27. In weariness and painfulness,
Mm-hmm.
in watchings often,
Mm-hmm.
in hunger
Mm-hmm.
and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness.
Right, and that's another one. Like, that's a good precept because David, it talks about Saul. I think Saul came and they say stood amongst the priests. He was naked. I'm like, damn, was he really naked? It's not that type of nakedness. You know what I'm saying? It's like he's bare. He has nothing. You know what I mean? This is what that means. Keep going.
Come. Verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
Besides those things that are without,
Mm-hmm.
that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches.
Now, what does that mean? This is the kicker right here. I want brothers to break that. What does that mean, Mawakhan?
As long as they're saying that even with all these things he goes through on a daily basis, one thing that he cares about most every day is the church.
Right.
The brothers.
That brother in. Cool. All this is going on. Oh, in the church, it says the church, you know what I mean? He's thinking about the school. The church is school. If you notice in the Bible, the church is talking about different schools they had. This is Israelite culture today. The fake Jews call it yeshivas. And they go in there and they read the Torah for 16 hours a day. And this is what they do and study. This is the synagogue. That was our culture. We built schools. And he was going to these different schools. He's thinking about the schools. All he's thinking about how I'm going to build this, how I'm going to raise this brother up, how I'm going to teach him, what's going on over in. Let me send the letter to them. I'm hearing this word, so this bull stuff happening over here. This over, like, he is just locked in. That is the word. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is going to stop him until they kill him. It's like, y'all see Terminator. You know what I'm saying? Remember when the liquid cat, the little arm latch onto the, like, you can't stop him. Like, who is this nigga? Until you destroy him, he's gonna keep going. In the first time, it was like the little arm was just coming trying to kill you. Like, the mission is do this. He not stopping. That's Paul. You understand? Go ahead, Mokan.
I was talking to another brother and I asked the question. It's just like, do you think Paul was authentic? Because
I remember you said something like that.
Because like when he's about it, like he's about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the cat can't stop once he knows it, and it's just like you said, it's just like he's a fool for Christ. You think that he's crazy.
Yeah.
With just how dedicated he is to the truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like you really do have to be.
You gotta
that's your mind. For this.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say crackhead, but yeah, for lack of a better word. Yeah, right. I mean, you could like a fiend or a dope, like whatever that is. Like I remember coming to something they used to say, the wise man be like, the way you would have a zeal to hustle or to do something in the world, apply that zeal and that hustle to this. Like, we will find a way to, them cats in jail, not as I be talking about, like they find a way to heat water up and make crack a cell phone. Like these cats, and what's the precept? Somebody be cold, they find that for our people. Like if you Man, I remember the couple times I went over there, cats was giving you ideas on how to hustle and how to. Nigga, we used to get the rental car, and if you get the rental car, it come with a key, and if you put the key, you can put dope in the trunk, but they can't access the trunk, so you get jobs just dropped. Because I'm like, what the hell? Like they had all these little tactics. They said you can go in there and it's like university and learn how to do more crime. They just teach you all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the precept for that? Jeremiah 4:22, for my people is foolish. They have none understanding that they are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like our people will masterminds identity like to do evil, but to do good we don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? That it goes over our head. You know what I mean? But like you say, you gotta be almost like a dope fiend for this. And like that is almost a good analogy. Because dope fiends will find how anything to make it work to get some dope. They will walk to open without a thought. You know what I'm saying? Like it's free dope over here. I'm walking. If I gotta go to Mountain View tonight, I'm gonna walk my like nigga. And that is a good analogy. That's a good zeal to have. Like, man, if you could be half as good as a crackhead and serving the Lord as a crackhead does to get cracked, you will build up all the schools in the country. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's keep going a little bit in this, and we're done. You know what I mean?
Verse 28. Verse 28. Oh, sorry, verse 29. Who is weak, and I am not weak?
Good night. One more time. Read that strong.
Come.
This
Who
is a check-in.
Weak? So
read it like you're checking a brother.
Come. Verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Who is weak?
There you go.
And I am not weak.
Keep going.
Who is offended, and I burn not?
What does that mean? Let's the young man answer that one. What does that mean?
Like just how you said, like he's checking shit.
What does it mean when we say who is weak and I am not weak? All right, it's getting late. Let's Mokai tried and we will close out. We almost done. I think.
Sorry, sir. Can you change the word from weak to like who is tired? I'm not tired.
I'll take that.
It said who is Salaki. It says who is offended and I burn not. It's like who's mad and I'm not mad. So it's just like he's saying everything you feel when you tell me I don't feel this.
Yeah,
because I do.
And it's the check-in, but even more so, like to see somebody, let's say, I remember we were talking to you before, like somebody can be like, oh, I don't want to show up to camp, right? And then somebody else be like, I don't want to show up to camp. It's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like to see General Johanna go to camp and see Trooper go to camp is not the same. For him to be like, I don't want to go to camp, and for Commander Johanna to say, I want to. Two different things. Like you don't want to go to nigga. What? I've been doing this since 1985. What are you talking about? How are you telling me you tired? How are you telling me you can't make it? How are you telling me you got something to do? If I had something to do in 1985, this wouldn't be here. You know how many times I've missed stuff with my family and done this and done that and done like imagine him checking you like that, Jeremiah Hyman checking you like that, like. Sir, I didn't do it because I was nigga. What? What do you think this came from? How do you think we got this? I was doing this and this and this and this when you was doing kicking in the world. Like, come on, bro. They was trying to do that to Paul, and he had it. He snapped. He like, nigga, what? You talking about you done what? How are you weak and you giving up and you leaving in the truth when I went through this? And that's how we got like, nigga. General Hyman is great. Commander Johanna is great. But Paul is Paul. Like this is real. Like, okay, what can I ever say to Paul? If I can read this, until I go do that, then I got an excuse to be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm not going to show up today, or I can't do this, or I'm going to be excused for that. Or I'm going to look in the mirror and say, I'm full of shit, and I made an excuse, and I'm weak right now. I need to find out how to be stronger. Because I want to serve the Lord, and this is my calling. This is what I'm here to do. I'm a vessel to be used up. And if these cats didn't take it this seriously, none of this would be here. Keep going.
Verse 30. If I must needs glory,
Mm-hmm.
I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmity.
Right, and that's the last part we'll let. Like, that is the glory of a man in the truth. The glory of Pete, I ain't gonna talk about him this week. I said I wouldn't. The glory of a nigga in the world that's made a lot of money is made a lot of money. The glory of a rapper with hella chains and all the women in the drink and the bottles is that. The glory of a man of the Lord is the sacrifices, the losses, the hurt, the pain, the suffering, the blood, the sweat, the tears. That is what I'm gonna boast about. If I'm gonna brag about anything, it's about how much I have lost for the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? All right, man, let's get it. You know what I mean? So Salagi. All right, with that, we're gonna close out the class. Since I'm past, I'm just gonna salute brothers. You know what I'm saying? Let's go just have a salute.
Men of Israel, Mad Shabbat, Mad Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Men of Israel, Yadam Matah. Men of Israel, sorry to face the sister. We're going to give a courtesy to the sisters. Sorry. Men of Israel, Mad Shabbat, Mad Barak,
Yahweh Shema Alatam Bashim Yahushua.
Yadam Matah, dismissed.
All right, let me.
That was a good talk. I got questions next week too.
All right, most high in Christ.